Coach Mohamed Al-Kouki, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Coach, I'll ask you just to give your impressions of the match in Arabic and then in English when you are done. But Coach, very tough game. You've got the point that you were looking for that allows you to qualify for the next round. Just your impressions on that game. You can happily start in Arabic and then in English.
الحمد لله أولا على هذا التأهل اللي نهدوه أكيد للجماهير الاتحاد العريضة. كنا وعدناهم قبل المباراة أنه بحول الله الاتحاد الليبي سيمر إلى الدور القادم، والحمد لله يعني الهدف اللي جينا من قبله من أجله حققناه. مباراة لم تكن سهلة أكيد. احنا حاولنا السلبيات بعض المشاكل اللي عندنا نرجعوها إيجابيات. عندنا بعض اللاعبين المصابين اللي يحب نشكرهم اليوم شكر كبير جدا. نشكر كل اللاعبين لكن خاصة اللاعبين اللي كانوا راجعين من إصابات ولعبوا وعملوا مباراة كبيرة، خاصة محمد صالح المهذبي والهوني، كيف محمد زعبية اللي كان بعيد على المباريات الرسمية اليوم زاد كيف قدم مردود غزير. لذا نشكر كل اللاعبين الاحتياطيين اللي نزلوا واللي ما نزلوش، اللي كانوا إيجابيين مع أصحابهم. اللي خفنا منه يعني الشوط الأول خاصة موضوع السيام. نوعا ما الشوط الأول يعني كنا مطالبين وقلنا اللاعبين إنه نحاولوا نلعبوا بتوازن، لكن وقعنا في وقت من الأوقات في المحظور اللي الكتله نتاعنا نزلت. لكن الحمد لله كان فما صلابه دفاعيه، الدفاع كان جاهه، كان موجود، الحارس كان موجود. الحمد لله هو المباراه تقريبا نعملوا فيها كلين شيت. الشوط الثاني كلمنا اللاعبين انهم يركزوا اكثر وعاودنا يعني صلحنا يعني التمركز نتاعهم وسط الملعب. وشفنا يعني الشوط الثاني تقريبا شفناش خطوره كبيره لفريق اورلاندو بيراتز، وكانت مباراه متوازنه. واللي عمل الفارق الروح القتاليه الكبيره والرغبه نتاع اللاعبين. لذا نشكرهم من الأعماق. ترشح مستحق، وإن شاء الله بحول الله القادم أفضل بالنسبة للاتحاد الليبي.
Thank you so much. I know it's not your first language proficient, but just impressions in English.
You have other question or not? Because at the end I will speak English, but now I try to speak Arabic because our supporter.
No, of course.
It's the last question.
Coach, maybe just one last impressions for you in terms of your happiness with going through a tough qualification group.
بطبيعة الحال شوف الأصعب شيء أنك تمر يعني من دور المجموعات، وخاصة أنه الفريق تقريبا أنا ما عنديش مدة كبيرة مع الفريق هذا تقريبا يعني طريقة اللعب وحتى بعض الأسماء خاصة اللاعبين المنتدبين الجدد ما زالوا كينضموا للفريق نتاعنا. الصعيب تعمل، الأصعب أكيد ما زال، لكن نتصور أنه طموحاتنا مش تبقى ديما عالية، وإن شاء الله بحول الله كما وعدنا أنه نخرجوا من دور المجموعات هذه ونترشحوا للربع النهائي. توا ناخذوا جرعه من النفس. عندنا بعض اللاعبين باش يرجعوا، اللاعبين الاخرين يزيدوا يجهزوا اكثر، وبحول الله عندنا كلمتنا في الدور الربع النهائي ان شاء الله.
Thank you so much for that. I think we're comfortable with Arabic. Just your final impressions.
Yeah, okay. I think that the most thing for us in this game, the qualification. We are qualified now. We have played against the best team. I say the best team in this group. We pass for the next round. We have some player which missed this match. I think the future of this team will be more better than now.
Just lastly, I mean, you saw what it meant to your club, to your players at the end of the game. Not often two teams are very happy as you were at the end of that game, but just what did it mean for the club?
It's very good, thanks, because the Ittihad, our team, was very far from these competitions. There is 3 years, I think, they don't play in the Confederation Cup. So this qualification, I think it will be very, very good for us and for especially our supporters.
Coach, very lastly, you said Pirates were the toughest team you faced in this group, and just a bit on the quality of the Pirates team.
Orlando Pirates, I said that since the beginning of this competition, that is the best team in this group, and he can go very well in this competition. He have very, very good players and very, very good team.
Coach Al-Kouki, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
No, you did very well. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Coach, you said before this game that your mission was to top the group. It was achieved. Tough game tonight. Your impressions?
Bigger picture, we would have loved to win the match, but we achieved the bigger goal of qualifying on top of the group. That was our main objective. We also had at some point had to think about the next match, but I think we achieved more in today's match in terms of one, qualify for the quarterfinals on top of your group, and then look at the picture of the next match and trying to rest maybe a few players in preparation for that match. So one, I'm happy for the team, happy for the players for the effort against a low block, sitting deep. You could see that the opponents were just playing for a draw, delaying tactics. But I thought we dominated, took charge, wanted to win the match. It is what it is, but I'm still proud of the team for the achievement.
Coach, your opposite number was very complimentary of Orlando Pirates' quality throughout the group stages. Just your thoughts. They were tough opponents tonight. Like you said, they came maybe for a point, but just your impressions on the opponents tonight.
They were very organized, playing sometimes 5 at the back, 6 at the back. So you can't access the space on wide areas. You have to play in front of them, break the lines, but they were too close to the goalkeeper. Then they will delay, they will fall, they will apply all tactics. And I thought they were just a team that was playing for a draw, but I thought we could have maybe been more ruthless in front of goal, shots from range, improvisation, but yeah, we are here. We did not win the match, but we still achieved the bigger objective of qualifying. Still proud of the team.
Sitso Malepa, you are here in our press conference room. We're going to ask you for a question if you have one for the coach.
Yes, thank you very much. Maybe just to add on that, coach, over what your counterpart has said. I mean, he said the Pirates is a good team and they will go far in this competition. But throughout from the first match, even before the group stages, even before, I mean, when you joined in the second round, what did you make of Pirates' campaign throughout the group stages, and how are you looking forward to it?
The history of Pirates in CAF, they've always been doing well. When Roger was still here, I think he played in the cup final. Eric Tinkler played in the final. They qualified last season. JZ qualified. So Pirates have been they won the cup in 1995. So nothing surprising. Pirates really should be in the stage that they are in. Would love to proceed further. So there's no surprise of Pirates having done what they've done. We just have to try and go further as much as possible and possibly win it if it's possible. So I'm proud that the team is at a stage that they're in currently.
Rob Delport, I think we've got a question from you online, please.
Thanks, Coach. Rob Delport from Ittihad Times.
Delport,
Coach, really,
please go ahead with your question. Thank you.
Coach, hear me now?
Coach, I think we're struggling a bit with Rob. Mr. Shabalala, have you got a question? Aubrey Shabalala?
Aubrey Shabalala.
Coach,
Coach, I see that, firstly, congratulations for qualifying and topping the group. I see that you are struggling with goals. I still going to work on that one.
Rob, if you have got, if you can hear us and you've still got your question, please go ahead for the coach with the question for Coach Manda.
Thanks. Can you hear me now?
Okay,
Coach,
with Rob. Aubrey Shabalala, are you able to hear us at all?
I do hear you. I don't know whether you hear me on your side.
Coach, we're just struggling a little bit with the guys online. But
Yeah.
just, Coach, again, your impressions of your team today. They showed good character and quality against rugged opponents.
Pirates have got quality. You could see we're that team that wants to dominate matches, use the ball well. And the bigger picture, the supporters being here for the first time, I thought we displayed that we're still a good team in welcoming them back. It would have been nice to top that up with scoring and winning, but I think they saw the effort from our team. Let's just grow from this. The pool of players that are coming back from injuries and all other situations. It's good to see the team getting back at this stage. We want to go as far as we can and give a lot of players opportunities that have been outside. But I'm just happy that we are here.
Coach, you maybe mind just touching a bit more on the supporters. There weren't that many of them tonight, surprisingly, but just your thoughts on they did create quite an atmosphere.
It was nice to see them back. The atmosphere was different. With the weather conditions, I don't think they allowed all of them to be back. But at the same time, the rules of how they should all be back. And I'm sure as time proceeds, you will see more. But I'm just happy that we saw what we saw today, and proud as a team that our supporters really gave us the energy that the players had today.
Coach, we're just going to try for Aubrey Shabalala again. Aubrey, can you hear us? If so, please go ahead with your question.
So, Aubrey, again, thank you very much. I hope you hear me this time. Coach, congratulations for qualifying, and you played a very beautiful football. I'm still worried about one thing, though, the goals, coach. The goals are a little bit worrying. Oh, seems as if you can't hear.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right.
I'm not sure where you're worried, Mr. Shabalala, because I think we are the highest scoring team in the group. Pirates have created history in CAF by scoring so many goals. I'm not sure whether your worry is relevant to the CAF, but because I think we're the highest scoring team, unless if you're talking about the match today. But if you're talking about today, there were many variables. The conditions of the field based on the rain were not giving us the better chance. With the team sitting at the back, sitting in a block. So I understand why we did not score. But if you look at the chances that we created, especially first half, I thought we should have taken some. But having said that, I think we're still a high scoring team based on CAF competitions. If you really have read your stats correctly.
Rob Delport, if you can hear us, please go ahead with your question.
Thanks. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Congratulations on qualification, Coach. Really, there was only one team playing to win this evening, but there must be a lot of lessons you can take from a game like this, playing against a side who is sitting in the block like that, and of course with the conditions. Is there a lot to take from this match to work on for the next round?
Rob, correctly, there's lots of lessons. In fact, what we faced today, I think almost the whole season in the PSL, we've faced such, playing against a block. Sometimes then you have to vary your game, whether you go wide through wing play. Other teams will close that, like this team today. They play with 5 across, 6 across, where they drop even wingers to play in the same line with defenders. Then you have to try and be creative with your number 10s in front of defenders, break the lines, take shots from range. I thought we were not as incisive today. We were not as ruthless as we would have expected. But having said that, you're still proud of the team. The fact that they dominated, they took charge. We wanted to win the match. We were one team that played to win when opponents were playing for a draw, and then they are delaying tactics.
Robin Duke, is there a question from you online, please?
Coach, you know, I understand that you're saying that the only job was for you guys to go through the next stage. But I'm looking at because of look at Group A parameter second. Look at you might face Al Masry as well. Also in Group C, they are second. I mean the second, and also RS Berkane also second. Are you worried about it? Those teams they play similar to what Ittihad played, you know, today, because they play in a low block. It might be difficult for you to break them down, maybe at home. Is that a concern for you, Coach, with that regard?
Duke, first things first, we had to qualify first and qualify on top of the group. I think that was the important part before we can even look at the other opponents. But having said that, the challenge of playing against a low block is always a challenge. The CAF competitions, playing against a hostile environment when you play away, is also another factor. So one, lessons. Two, we have to find solutions. How do you deal with low blocks? We do in some matches, but it varies, it changes. Sometimes the block is on position 2, but today it was on position 1. So you don't have the space behind because the center backs are too close to the goalkeeper. Sometimes they stretch the line with 6. So it closes the outside channels. So then you have to be creative in front, which is why maybe we tried to bring number 10s, a Lodge coming in, Ndlovu coming in, because we wanted to play combinations in front of the defense. Maybe also on set plays, I think we should have been more incisive. We got a few, but I don't think we applied them correctly. Those are lessons. We keep on working on that because like you are saying, we're still going to face a block. It's not the last time. Teams just resort to sitting on a block, but Pirates being Pirates, you cannot play on a counter attack and sit on the block. I think the supporters and everybody deserves better from a team like Pirates.
Coach, it was a mature performance from your team today. I know you say they needed better, but anything particular that you were happy with from your performance tonight?
I was happy for Dlamini. I thought he had a situation, an unfortunate situation that I cannot disclose much. But for him to play the way he played, I'm happy with our defense, how they applied themselves. I thought we were very solid. I was happy with Lodge coming in, contributing. Ndlovu hasn't played for a long time. For him getting an opportunity. Kaba Mango, I was happy that he got an opportunity to play today. So one, you having a pool, you're increasing a pool of choices going into the next matches of the PSL. That's important for Pirates because the remaining matches, 7 matches, should be cup finals for us. While we have CAF, we still have to concentrate on the PSL and try and get to the second spot if it's possible.
Thanks, Coach Miner. Robin Duke, is there another question from you?
Maybe just, Coach, have you found the formula of this team? Have you found it?
Which formula for which team?
Just your own starting lineup. Have you found it, or you are still searching for it?
The starting lineup, Duke, is informed by a number of things: the availability of players, suspensions, players from injuries. As today, this is not the lineup we wanted to play with at the back. Nda got sick in the morning. As coaches, we have to make decisions. I'm just happy that we were more solid at the back in his absence. So one, injuries in some players. Mosele was not here today because he's suspended. So there's many variables, but I think we are on the right track. We are starting to find a balance in the team in certain positions. We can improve up front where we are not scoring as many goals as we would love, which informs why we have been changing so much up front. But in other positions, if you check correctly, we have been very stable in choosing more of the same players in matches. But there's many variables, but I think we're on the right track.
Coach, last question. You qualified quite comfortably from this group, and you did give an indication earlier of your intent for the rest of this tournament. Maybe just again, your approach and what the mentality is after topping the group for the rest of this tournament?
Let's see who's next. You would have loved to choose certain teams, but at this stage, it's dangerous to choose whether you finish second, finish third. In any case, at this stage of the competition, you will find tough opponents. But what was important for us was what was in our control. Finish on top of your group so that you can play your quarterfinal first match away from home. You better be in that position where you are in better control when you come second leg. I've learned that in CAF, when you have to play the second leg away from home, you could see today the refereeing at home was not the best that you would love. This is just a lesson. It's worse when you play away from home. You saw what happened with the national teams when they were playing to qualify for World Cup. So one, playing in CAF has taught me that the hostility, the refereeing, you have to play against that. It's better to play away and then play the second leg at home. But I think we achieved that. Let's see who's our next opponent, and then we'll deal with that as it comes. You cannot choose opponents at this stage of the competition.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations again on your qualification. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. My name is the Sobre Boys Walifatsi from the Big R, or TBR Solution. One of the companies owned by TBR Solution is the Big R Financial Services, an authorized financial service provider. I'm sure you have noticed that the past few months or so, we've seen a lot of deaths, and those deaths are attributed to mental illness. Mental illness can be caused by anything, can be caused by stress, depression, And stress and depression can be caused by a number of things: lack of finances, or financial problem, or social problem, or marital problem. So they cause all those problems. We in the financial sector, we see it almost now and again, because we work with various organizations like GPF, Independent Fund Organization. But while I'm still there, let me stress, we don't have a formal relationship with GPF, but we work with them because most of our people are from there. Now, working with those people, you know very well that people who are working for the government, they're expected to retire at the age of 60 and above, right? If you retire earlier than that, then you are being penalized by GPF. And sometimes people say, no, I need money. So what do? They resign. They say, no, let the money go to my bank account. Once you do that, you are tax heavy. So you need to bear that in mind, okay? But now, let's say for argument's sake, you are 55 as we speak and above, and you are contemplating of either resigning or going on pension in the next 3 months or so. Just drop us a WhatsApp so that we help you to expedite for your payment. Because according to the GPF rules and pension fund law, once a client or a member receive an SMS that they've received your forms, that means they have 60 days to complete the process. And mind you, the 60 days is a maximum. It doesn't mean it has to take 60 days. It's a maximum. Now, sometimes we see people, they don't get their money for 2 to 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, even more, or a year or so. And then there, the problem could emanate either from the GPF side, employer side, a member himself. So what we do, we try to expedite that process by making sure that we understand the workings of GPF. If it's a member, we help him to do the right thing. The same with GPF, the same with employer organization. Now, remember, as I have already said, that with GPF, it's 60 and above. Now, and then we say, if you're 55 or more, you can contact us. And another good element is this, with the fund that we are working with. There is a whole lot of flexibility. You can decide how much you earn. That's how flexible it is. And if, let's say, you pass on, you and your spouse, you can nominate anyone. You are not limited to your immediate family, like your biological children or an officially adopted children. Remember, even your children, they can benefit as long as they're 22 and below. But with us, it doesn't matter. They can be above 22, they can be your elders, or they will still benefit because you nominated them. And then we try by all means that when we take the money from GPF and invest with credible fund organization, we try by all means that you are least taxed, all right? And then, and even you are not punished because you are not taking the money, because you are taking to another fund. So which means an independent and credible fund. So it means that there's no need to tax you more. So those are some of the advantages that are there. So you need to bear that in mind. And then if you want to know more, just drop us a WhatsApp on our WhatsApp number. Then we'll call you back. You don't have to call us. We'll call you back and see how can we expedite it. I thank you.